Hello everyone, welcome to Bella's Crochet Gifts. I'm Bella. All right, so today is the first update for the Christmas in July Advent tree that I am doing for this month, and I got some progress done. So in case this is your first time seeing this, this is the project I'm working on for this month. And I think I forgot to tell you guys about like whatever information I have. So this says Christmas Crochet book number 8, and it's by Zoe Halstead. So there we go, right there. It said Christmas book number 8. This, I believe, was inside one of the magazines that I purchased. You know how sometimes you buy the magazines and I'll have, you know, a booklet or like a little Amigurumi book or something like that. I think that's what this was. I'm not sure if you can look it up online with this information, but it's worth a look if you're interested. Okay, so I started my tree. I have the base and the inside worked on. I should have looked closer because they were having you use a chunky chenille, and this is a book from the UK. So like whenever it says double crochet, it actually means single crochet in US terminology. So I'm thinking their chunky chenille was actually more like a 4-weight. And I used a 6-weight because I was like, bulky, super bulky, it'll be fine. My tree is huge. Okay, so the beginning portion is the base, which you can't see, and then this top portion. It's so tall. I mean, it should fit all of my ornaments without any issues, but it's gonna be funny looking. I don't know. So I have some pictures. Like I did do like a little bit of blogging of how it was going. So I had the base, and then I cut out my my insert for the cardboard. So so I've got cardboard, then it's me closing it, and then I stuffed it, and then I started the row around, which I'll show you in a second. Or like I have it plain, and then I show you how you start the round, and this is it in progress. So this is the whole guy. This is just the base of the tree, and then the other one is going to be like, I don't know. So this is 20 rows of the green. And this is, I think, to here is row 11. And this was holding the 1 yarn double. So like you can see, I think you can see here where I'm going to start the outside, because this is the inside tunnel. So you make this, and then you're going to reinforce this section so your tree won't fall over. And then you make like kind of a bulbous section that comes up. So like my tree's gonna be, it's gonna be like that tall. I mean, it might not even fit in my background. Oh dear. Here, let me move my ornament holder. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna finish it. And like I did put some beans in here, but the thing is this whole thing, I could just fill up the middle if I need to, you know, really reinforce it. Because basically you make the bloop for the bottom of the tree, and then in the picture, like you can see the other piece, like this section up is the next part of the tree, and that one is supposed to be also, well, I mean, you also have the bottom though. It might not be a full section. I think that's including the bottom because it has a, does it have a thing? No, it doesn't show it very well. So this has the inside section, and then you start down here and go up. So that's the bottom of the tree, and you make a tube in the inside, and then you go over around it, or like over it, so that it's flowing out, and then you make the top that looks like that. So it might be funny looking, but it will definitely fit all of my ornaments. That is not going to be a problem. I might have to scoot it back in my thing, so if it's, I don't know. It was worth a shot, and who knows, maybe it'll turn out cool. Yeah, reading instructions is an important part of crochet, and I don't always do it to the best of my ability because I get impatient. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I can follow the pattern, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, directions for size, that's important. Oh well, but that is my update for my tree so far. It's interesting. I have not used blanket yarn a lot. It's a little stiff on the elbow because I am using a 6.5, so a K hook. It called for a 6mm, but that's also probably for a 4-weight. My guess is their version of the chunky chenille is actually a 4-weight. But oh well, it'll be a tree. That's what I got so far. It will definitely be a tree. The only other thing I'm worried about is potentially running out of green. And it looks like it's not a color that's being carried anymore, but I did find some on Amazon for more than I was hoping for, like $15 a skein. But if I needed to finish a tree, I needed to finish my tree. And I shouldn't need much more than that. Like, it'll probably be like just the end of it if I need it at all. And I can always turn it, the extra, into like a wreath or something, or maybe a frog or something cute that needs to be green. I don't know. That's what I'm working with right now. The only other thing is looking at potentially Hobby Lobby to see if the color would match for their version of, you know, bulky chenille yarn, or super bulky chenille yarn, like a 6-weight. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I haven't started on any of my appliques yet, but I remembered last year I had subscribed, well, I had purchased a Advent calendar pattern where, like, not actually, they released a pattern every day for the 24 days is what it was. And some of those were really cute. And they were, the majority of them were kind of actually little amigurumis. So like I could make little character shapes, and they don't necessarily all have to be flat appliques if I don't want. And I have lots and lots of books of little animals and things, so I could probably make additional characters in other forms if my heart desires. So that is also an option. But I was focusing on the tree first, and I'd say I'm actually roughly about almost halfway done, because you make the bloop and then you make the top bloop, and then you sew on some buttons so that it'll hold your little ornament shapes and everything. So I'm debating whether to follow their pattern and do one colored button, or potentially multicolor buttons, or even multicolored size buttons. Do you think that would look cute? Do you have any opinions on those? Let me know. I'm interested in some input if you're all willing to. But that's about it for right now. I will be back next week for an additional update. You'll probably see a tree, I hope. That's about it for right now. I hope you guys are doing well and having a wonderful day or night or whatever it is. I hope it's wonderful.